Hi, it's Dr. Amen Kaur here. So, you've had relationships and you want to protect yourself from getting into any difficult relationships moving forward. I'm sure you do, because no one wants to be in that experiencing that feeling where you're constantly walking on eggshells, not sure if that person's going to be in a bad mood today. Well, today I'm going to share you something simple that I think everyone should know because it is really simple and it's an incredible tool for helping you have healthy relationships moving forward, because an unhealthy one can literally destroy years of your life 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It can destroy your career, your self esteem, your confidence, your ability to have success. It messes with your brain. There's so many impacts from having a difficult relationship. I'm going to give you this tool, though, which will enable you to identify manipulation. I wish this was taught in schools. If I could have my way, it'd be taught in schools. We need to know when someone is manipulating us. And this discussion could change your life, especially if you embrace all this tool, the insights, and take action so you can really uncover and embed this into you. So it's like life changing and could save you a lot of pain. Manipulation can sometimes appear harmless, almost invisible sometimes. And but sometimes it can be delivered in such a way where you might even question your own reality. That's when it's toxic. And we're going to really break down what's toxic and what's not, because not all manipulation is toxic. Okay. Now, first and foremost, I have to apologize for my sore throat. I don't normally sound like this. I apologize, but bear with me. I really want to share this with you because I think it will change your whole perception and the way you view your relationships moving forward. It's like having a tool in the toolbox. Now, if you are someone that's an empath, you're going to be someone that's going to allow for a bit of manipulation. Let me explain. Consider a small child. They're a toddler. They see the ice cream van or they see ice cream. They will turn into this beautiful child who asks you so endearingly, please, may I have that ice cream? Could I have the ice cream? And there's so much intense joy on their face. And, you know, that can be a form of manipulation. They're trying to get you to do something so that they can have something. And it's really important to be able to distinguish between a normal, natural human behavior and toxic manipulation that can devastate lives. So today is super exciting, and we're going to be going through this and exploring what is it. Now, if you are an empath, you allow for people to be manipulative. You have an understanding of human, like what it means to be a human being. You allow people to be a human being. That's what's amazing about you. That's what's so endearing about you, because you're allowing people to be who they are. We're allowing human beings to be manipulative to some degree. Doesn't mean that every manipulation means that they're a bad person. Just like I gave you the example of a toddler who wants ice cream or a chocolate, or even if you've got a child that's, really asking over and over again for something. It's human nature to want, to have desires, to have needs. And if you've been in a difficult relationship, you might think, oh, it's selfish. It's selfish to have needs. I should be someone that has no needs. Well, it's not true. You do have needs and you should have your needs met. It's human nature to have needs. You need to eat. You need to, breathe. You need to have love in your life. You need to eat, you need to drink water. These are needs. You're a human being which has needs, and it's okay to have needs. It's okay to love yourself and want what's best for you, to take care of you. Yeah. Every single child or every single person has needs, despite what the narcissist says to you, which is you having needs, it means you're selfish, for instance, or a toxic person saying that your needs don't matter. The problem with someone that is toxic, what they tend to do is they weaponize your empathy, unfortunately. Most people, the way the brain works is that we have empathy for another human being. But when you have a personality disorder, such as narcissism or a cluster B personality disorder, what that means is they don't have the ability in the brain to make connections in the brain to enable them to feel empathy or to be considerate towards the other person. Everything is about them. Yeah, that's why it's very much egocentric. But at the same time, we have to understand that we all are human beings and we have a sense of self. Okay. So, first and foremost, I want you to know it's okay for you to have needs. It's normal, it's natural, and I want you to embrace that. However, we really need to look at, okay, what is it when we're manipulative to get our needs met in some way, shape, or form? Or what does it mean to be manipulative in a toxic way? Okay, I'm going to give you something that I really want you to embed into into yourself, into your life. It will save you so much. Now, there's an acronym called DARVO, DARVO. And I really, really want you to take this on board. Now, if you know this already, just hang in there. We're going to explore it in a different way. And you will really embed this in a different way. Now, just to give you some background, this study was done by someone amazing, a professor, I think Professor Jennifer Joy. And I think it was in 1997. So, do look it up if you want to know more. But this manipulation tactic, DARVO, there's a lot of study, there's a lot of science that's gone into it. But I think it's something that we need to all embed into our life. Everybody needs to know this. Even if you've never been in a toxic relationship, trust me, you never want to get into one. Why is this so important? Let's look at it. First and foremost, when someone denies what they're doing, so for instance, you go to somebody and they deny that they're doing what they're doing. So you say, okay, I called you, I really wanted to spend some time with you, and they deny you in some way. It's like, no, you never called me, or, well, you never said it in that way. Or, for instance, if you caught someone cheating on you, they might turn around and say, well, no, I'm not. You're going crazy. You're paranoid. So they're denying that it's happened. They're not telling you the truth. So the first thing they do is they deny. So DARVO, we'll go back to it. D for deny. Okay. Then what they do is they attack you. Okay. Now, sometimes people think attack is like rage, right? They have to rage at you. They have to be really aggressive. Sometimes attack is done in a very subtle way. So when you've got covert narcissists, for instance, they'll do it in a really sneaky way. It's like they might turn around and say something like, oh, well, they'll undermine you, for instance, but at the same time, they'll attack you in terms of your status or your responsibility. It can be done in so many different ways. Let me give you an example. So, for instance, you're working, your boss turns around and says, "Oh, I never used your work. At the end of the day, I have to change everything that you do because." It's not really at the standard it needs to be at. So that's attacking you. Okay. First, they're denying that they've used your work. They're taking credit for your work that you're doing. And then they're attacking you. Now, attack can also be done sneakily where they're not attacking you to your face, but they're going around destroying your reputation, that also is an attack. They're going behind your back and saying, oh, well, this isn't really working. The work that they're doing isn't really helping anyone. So the attack can come in lots of different ways. Yes, of course, we know attack as the aggressive attack where someone's raging at you. Sometimes I see some of these Karen videos, and someone's crashed into another car and they deny that they've done it, and then they attack the other person. Well, you did it to me. There's nothing here. I didn't do it. You did it to me. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? But that's how blatant it can be. It's like they will deny even if you've got the facts, okay? So I want you to really understand that attack can be done in sneaky ways. So how do we know if someone's attacking us in a sneaky way? One of the most important ways of knowing if someone's attacking you in a sneaky way is that you will feel the attack. Okay, you will feel it. So there's you going into a meeting and you've done some amazing work and your boss has used your work, or somebody else, or even a subordinate has used your work, and they're trying to attack you and in the meeting. Now, you will feel the attack. You will feel, sort of like, you'll feel like you've lost your confidence. You'll feel like a little bit off balance. You will feel it. That's why it's so important to stay connected to how you feel all the time. So if you're having a phone call with somebody and all of a sudden you're starting to feel that you're not that good or that you're not good enough, there's an attack that's happening. It could be sneaky though. So it's something that I really want you to sort of note. Then here comes the next thing. R and VO. R is the reversal of victim and offender. So what they're doing is they're going, they're gonna reverse the order of the victim and the offender. So first and foremost, they've abused you in some way. Yeah, they've denied, they're not telling the truth. Then they're attacking you, and now they're going to do something awful. They're going to reverse things so that you become the offender and they become the victim. So it feels like, so how would this play out? Say if you've got a friend and you want to spend more time with them and they've got a new boyfriend or something, they will deny that they've ever let you down. And then they will attack you in a way where you feel like, the fact that you want your needs met makes you needy, makes you feel like you're less than, you're not good enough. And then they will role reversal so that you feel like you're asking too much and they are the victim and you'll feel bad about what's going on. So this is the worst type of manipulation there is. I know it sounds like a small example, but it really can impact your self-esteem and your confidence over time, and it can erode that over time. And genuinely, it is toxic, and all you can expect from people like that is more and more Darvo over time. So it could be that they make you feel like you don't appreciate them. So another way this might play out, maybe in childhood, if you brought something up, they might turn around and say, well, you don't appreciate anything. You're so selfish. You need to change or maybe if you're in a relationship with somebody and you catch them cheating on you, they might say that you're crazy, you're delusional, you need to change your therapist, you need to get therapy, you're crazy. So then that also stops you from actually getting therapy and getting support because your brain has changed. You're dysregulated when you've been in a toxic relationship. So these are all attacks. I personally believe that Darvo is so painful because not only are you being abused, at the beginning, but then you're being further gaslighted. And you're then being further abused and abused more. So the attack phase, you're getting abused more. And then the role reversal, where you start changing the way you view yourself now. It's horrific. It's awful that someone can do that to us, where we then start closing down, stop having relationships, stop believing in ourselves because of this person. And it sounds a bit, if you haven't been in these type of relationships, you might think, oh, I don't think I would. No, you will. That's what it does. And you really do need to be aware of this so you can catch yourself on a practical level, knowing what is toxic manipulation and what is normal manipulation, where we're just trying to get somebody, to get pizza, for instance, or get an ice cream, or to go out with us. We're selling the idea to them. We're trying to manipulate them to have a good time. That is totally different. There's two totally different ways. See, I'll give you a couple more examples. Say if, you've that you're in a relationship with someone who's a gambler. They could turn around and say it's your fault that all the family finances have been eroded because you didn't manage me. Well, that doesn't make any sense. And also, what's happening there is there's a role reversal where you're now the offender and now they're the victim. This whole situation, which actually makes no sense, can actually make you question your own reality. That's when, it becomes ridiculous. Or I've heard people tell me stories like their partner cheated and they said it's your fault because you didn't provide me with what I needed. You weren't there for me at that time, so I needed to go elsewhere. Well, again, it doesn't make sense because you're role reversing the situation rather than going, okay, I accept that I hurt that person and they must be going through quite a lot at the moment. Instead, they turn things around. It's really important to know when you're in a relationship where they're using Darvo. This is something that you really need to know. It's otherwise what it is you'll get to a point where you'll continuously feel worse about yourself, you'll feel shame about yourself, and you'll stay in relationships even though because you're trying to get some love from them, some acceptance. So it's really important to catch this as quickly as you can, so that you don't have to get into a space of defending yourself and explaining yourself. Now, this is what I really want to get to. If you're in a situation where you're defending yourself, you're trying to explain to other people, this is what happened, this is the truth, and you're finding that people aren't really understanding, then it sounds like someone's done a Darvo on you. Okay. If you're trying to, or if you're waiting for someone to say sorry to you. You're waiting for someone to recognize what they did to you so that you can be able to move forward. That means you're stuck in that situation because Darvo has occurred. Let me explain. You see, when the last thing is that you've been put into an offender role and the other person is a victim, we get into a situation where we're trying to defend ourselves, explain ourselves, to people. Then what's actually happened is Darvo has occurred. And we're stuck now where we're staying in the abuse because we're trying to get out of being in that offender role. Now, when we're in this situation, it can really feel like there's only one way out: by the person who's manipulating to accept and to acknowledge that they have manipulated us. Unfortunately, what's going to happen if you keep doing this? If you keep going to them and asking them to acknowledge it, they're going to do more Darvo on you. They're going to deny more. They're going to attack you more. They're going to role reversal. That's all you can expect from them. You can't expect anything else. They have maybe a personality disorder, or they have got traits of cluster B. They are not going to change. You cannot get someone who is using Darvo to suddenly acknowledge what they've done to you, because they're just going to play that out more and more and more. You have to let go. You have to let go. You think there's only one path of moving forward, but there's not. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 ways of enabling you to let go and move forward. Get therapy, get support, get people around you, or just simply let go, do whatever you need to do to stop thinking about, stop defending yourself, stop explaining yourself, stop waiting for them to acknowledge what they've done, and let go. Letting go is the most important thing. That's how you stop yourself. That's how you can get out of this. You have to allow yourself, because when we're in this situation, we feel like we need them to acknowledge what's happened. Like we can't release the pain until they do that. You really don't. Look, if you cut your arm, say if someone accidentally cut your arm, then they deny they ever did it. Truth is, them accepting that they've cut your arm isn't going to make a difference on how fast or whether you heal or not. The healing comes from you, your body, you. You need to take control of you again, your body, your brain, so that you can start healing. It's got honestly nothing to do with the person that did a Darvo move on you. Okay. It's more about recognizing who they are and that this is happening, and then letting go and getting the support that you need so that you're not explaining and defending yourself. But now you're changing the way you view yourself inside so that you don't see yourself as an offender. You don't feel like you have to explain yourself to anybody. You release the guilt and the shame that's been placed on you for something you never even did. You never did it. They did it. You never did it, but you can start that process. Now, if that is something that you're looking forward to doing, then please look into the resources section. I have an amazing masterclass that you can do for free. You can get onto it and really understand what happens in the brain and how you can get your life back on track so you can get success. Now, I really, really hope that you remember Darvo. You remember this. And if you have any questions, please do put them in the comments section. I would love to support you. And I think this is a singular one thing that we need to educate as many people as we can. If you've got children and at the right age, please try and explain this to them as well in some way, shape or form, as long as it's age appropriate. And know that one of the most important things that you can do is to start changing the way you view yourself. If you've been in a difficult relationship, start loving yourself. Start taking care of yourself. Start seeing the good things about you. Start hearing a positive voice inside your own head. Let me give you an example. When we're trying to do something in life, like, something new, imagine it like a journey or, something like a marathon run. Anything that we do, we need people around us to encourage us and say, go do it. Yes, come on. You can do this. We need that encouragement. What we don't need is someone booing us. We need people to cheer us on. Be that person inside your own mind. Be the one that says, yes, you can do it. You can heal. You can get your life back. You can do anything that you want to do. You have a unique thing that you're meant to do in this world. Go do it. Be the best version of yourself. Don't let someone who's done a Darvo move on you hold you back. The problem is with them, not with you. Start healing. Start healing today. And start being loving and compassionate towards yourself, no matter what. Sending you so much love. Till next time.